Welcome, beautiful people, to your morning yoga, movement, breath, and sounding practice. The first thing that you want to do is create a beautiful space for your practice. We will go into it at the retreat at how important it is to create sacred space and containers at home where you can drop in, you can let go, you can have time to just devote to yourself. And as simple as it may seem, but actually taking a moment to set up your space carefully with love can make a really big impact to the energy. So making your way onto your mat, we're going to start lying down on your back. Take a long stretch with your arms over the top of your head and really let out a big yawn, open the mouth. Maybe point and flex the toes as you stretch. Maybe interlace the hands over the head. Now bring the knees into the chest and gently hug the knees down, elongating that spine. Opening the knees, one hand in each knee and gently rocking side to side. Beautiful. Now you're going to start to lift your legs straight to the ceiling and at the same time stretch your hands up to meet your feet. Your shoulders will come off the ground. Opening your mouth, doing a big yawn, a big exhale. Then let your arms float back to the ground above your head back to the ground. Big yawns. Activate your core and lower one leg at a time down to the ground. Big long stretch again. And then again, bring your knees into your chest. Squeeze them down. Feel your spine long on the ground. Then one hand holding onto each knee. Rock side to side with your knees as you did before. Then again, elongate the legs and stretch up to the ceiling with the hands, reaching for the feet. Interlace the hands and then lower the arms over the head onto the ground. Again, activate the core and one leg at a time, lower the feet to the ground. Stretching, big yawns, big opening of the jaw. And then we're going to rock and roll on our spine. Back and forward. As we come forward, we'll stretch over the legs. As we rock back, we'll rock over the spine. Spreading the fluids through our body. Waking the body up. As we stretch forward, opening into those calves and hammies. Okay, we're going to come all the way over into a child's pose now. So we're going to come onto our knees. Our knees are going to be spread wide as the mat. Our feet are going to be touching, our toes touching. Our hips rested down on our feet. Our hands come forward, our arms elongate forward, and our head rests down. Taking a deep inhale and a deep exhale. And then walking the hands over to the left side of your mat and stretching out through the right side of the body. And then walk the hands over to the right, stretching out through the left side of the body. Each time you move, take another breath. Coming back to center. And then rolling up to your tabletop position where we're going to do some cat-cow. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Inhale, arch your back and look towards the sky. Open your chest. Exhale, dome your back, push into your hands, push your belly up. In your own time, in your own breath, doing some inhales and exhales. Arching, inhale, exhale, doming. Now we're going to do a side stretch. So balance on your left hand and your left knee and take your right foot away from you and point it at the end of the mat, even further off the mat. And then take your right arm up over the top of your head and do some big circles, opening through the shoulder, stretching the side body. And then we're going to swap sides. So we're going to balance now on our right hand and our right knee. And then do some big rotations with our left arm in the sky, opening the shoulder and stretching all the way through the left side of the body. And we're going to come back to center. And we're going to come all the way up onto our knees. We're going to open the front of the hips. So placing your hands on your lower back, fingers down to the ground. Gently push your hips forward. You can tuck your toes. If you want to, you can gently bring the shoulders back. Don't overarch your back. And then come back up to center. Interlace your hands behind you. Again, open the shoulders. Lengthen from the base of the spine up. Now bring the hands forward, interlace the hands in front of you, and push back and open through the back. Now we're just going to do some deep inhales and exhales coming to center. Take the arms out wide and then to your chest, to your heart. Pause for a moment. Take your hands out wide into the sky. Inhale. And exhale to the heart. Coming back into puppy pose. So we're going to take the hands out long in front of you on the mat. Take your hips over your knees. And it's like a child pose except for our hips are in the sky. Opening through the armpits. Then come back and we're going to go into our downward facing dog, pushing back into our down dog. Because it's your first down dog of the day. Let yourself sway from side to side. Take deep breaths, bend one knee and then the other. Open the jaw. Stretch and open the mouth. Lifting the hips to the sky, gently tucking the lower abs in and up. Shaking the head out. And then rolling over to a plank pose. Pushing away from the ground. Gently lower the knees down and then lower your whole body down to the mat. Touch your forehead to the ground. Flip your hands and then we're going to lift our upper body off the mat while keeping our lower body down. Put your hands back underneath your rib cage, and if your spine feels ready for it, you can come into an up dog, or you might want to do a cobra. Push back to your downward facing dog. Raise the right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. And then step that right leg all the way forward into a lunge. Bring the knee down into that lunge. Gently stretching. This is your first lunge for the day, so you might want to gently sway from side to side. Feel your body. Let your head hang. Then we're going to make our way to pyramid pose. So we're going to bring that left foot a little bit forward and we're going to come up onto both feet and forward fold over the front foot. We're going to scoop that right hip back as much as we can and bend from the hips. Then we're going to release back down into that lunge. And then back up into pyramid pose. Step both feet forward and now forward fold, rocking from side to side. As it's the start of the day, you might want to bend your knees really well. And curling to your standing position. Inhale, sweep your arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart. Interlace your hands behind you and open through the chest. Gently tuck your chin. Inhale, sweep your hands to the sky. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step that right leg back. Drop the knee to the ground into a lunge. Again, swaying from side to side. Using your breath. Using sound if you need. And then we're going to go to that pyramid pose on this side. So we're going to come up onto both of our feet and forward fold with straight legs or slightly bent front knee in the left leg. Bending from the hips, bringing that left hip back as much as we can. And then going back down into that lunge. Make sure the knee is stacked over the ankle. Alright, step that right foot forward and again forward fold. Bending both knees at the start of the day. Then inhale, rise to stand, curling to stand. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale again, circle your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to inhale, halfway lift. And we're going to hop or step back to our plank pose. And we're going to go down to the ground, either to chaturanga or all the way down. Then up dog or cobra. Then downward facing dog. So this is a little bit quicker. We're moving the energy in our body. We're firing ourselves up for the day. And then hopping forward or stepping forward and forward fold. Inhale, hands come to the sky. Roll up to that standing position. Exhale, hands to heart. Pausing with your hands at your heart. Feel your heartbeat. Here we go again. Let's inhale, raise our hands to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the right leg back to a lunge. Drop the knee down to the ground, unhook the back foot, and then raise the torso up and rotate the arms in a big circle. Bring your hands to the sky and look towards your hands, and then bring your hands back to the mat and step back to plank pose. Now you can release your knees down and go into a child pose with your toes tucked, or you can go straight down into a chaturanga and lower all the way down to the mat. Coming up into a baby cobra, drop those shoulders back and down, push the feet into the ground, push from the sacrum out, and then back to downward facing dog. Hips to the sky, lower the heels down. Inhale, right leg raises to the sky. Exhale, right leg steps forward. Left leg steps forward, forward fold. Inhale, raise your arms and curl up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart. Pausing for a moment, and then let's go the other side. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step that right leg back. Drop the knee down. Inhale, rise your torso up. Raise your arms up to the sky. Big sweep with the arms all the way in a circle. And then to the sky. You can look towards your hands. Exhale, drop the hands back down to the mat. And step back to your plank pose. Again, here you can go into that child pose with the toes tucked, or you can go straight into chaturanga and lower all the way down to the mat. Now coming up into baby cobra or up dog, wherever your spine is at right now, and downward facing dog. Raise that left leg to the sky, three-legged dog, and exhale, bring that left leg all the way forward and step in between your hands. Right leg comes forward, inhale, elongate, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, raise and sweep your arms to the sky, standing up, straight spine. Exhale, hands to the heart. Feeling your heartbeat, pausing for a moment. Beautiful. Now we're going to come all the way down onto our mat. And we're going to sit down with our feet together in butterfly pose. We're going to gently tilt our body and our head from one knee to the other while we hold our hands over our feet. From one side to the other, then we're going to lift our top hand and just do a big rotation in our shoulder, stretching and opening, and then going to the other side. Big rotation in the arm. Come back to center, straighten the body, inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, straighten the body, open the throat, even tilt the head back slightly. And exhale, forward fold. All right, coming onto your back on the mat. Lengthen out and stretch the body. Take your arms long, your legs long. And then bend your knees, bring your feet back flat onto the mat. Your hands onto your tummy. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Now, with your feet hip width apart, gently raise your hips slowly up off the ground and then slowly back down. Bridge pose, up and down, clenching through the glutes. Hands are alongside the body. Then when you're ready, you can come all the way up by tucking the shoulders underneath you, interlacing the hands, pushing the hips all the way to the sky in full bridge pose. Really let those shoulders sink away from you and be drawn down. And then slowly curl one vertebra at a time back down. Gently bring the knees into your chest. Don't pull them all the way in, but you can just rock from side to side. Then take your arms out wide to a T shape. I'm just moving my hips a little bit over to the left, and then I'm going to let my knees fall down to the right. Gently allow my head to fall to the left into a twist. If you wish to, you can extend the top leg, the left leg long, holding onto it with your right hand. And then you can come back to center. Then going the other side, bring your knees into your chest. Maybe bring your hips a little bit over to the right side of the mat and then let them roll over to the left. Let your head roll to the right. If you wish to extend the top leg, the right leg, you can hold on to it with your left hand, grounding the right shoulder down. And then coming back to center, finding that center point in your spine. Bring one hand on the belly and one hand on the heart. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Now coming all the way up. And we're going to come, if you have a wall, all the way next to the wall. And so you can move your feet and legs up against the wall. So this is a resting inversion. This is good for if you have menstruation, you don't want your hips to be above your heart. So allowing the blood to flow down your body. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Take a deep breath here. And if you want to, you can take some variations here where you can let your feet fall either side into a wide split. Rotating your legs outwards. Rotating your feet out. Being mindful of your knees. Maybe you need to micro bend your knees. Maybe you need to be careful not to go too far. Or you can do butterfly variation where the soles of your feet come together. You can bring your feet closer to your groin if you'd like a deeper stretch. Or if none of this feels good, you can just have your legs straight up against the wall. Let yourself soften. Then rolling onto your side. Take a moment there before you come all the way up. And then go and grab your meditation cushions. Or make a nice space or seat where you can meditate. I'm going to close the session with some sounding. So finding a comfortable cross-legged position. Taking a deep inhale. And exhale, just let out a sigh. Or any sound that wants to come through. Deep inhale in again. And exhale again, some sort of sound or an or an ah, anything that wants to come through. Now we're going to do some ohms together. Deep inhale. And again, deep inhale. Last one, deep inhale. At this point, if you want to do any other sounding, please feel free. Allow yourself to express and open in whatever way feels good. Otherwise, you can bring your hands to your heart and finish your practice in gratitude. And just see what wants to come forward. What is genuine gratitude that you have right now? What are you grateful for right now in your life? We close a sacred space by sending a prayer of love and peace out to the world, by saying Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Have a beautiful day.